Hi, I'm Chuck Dowdle. Many of you know me for my passion for sports and our teams here in my native state. But what you may not know is my passion for this great country and my gratitude for all through history who have sacrificed so much to give us the greatest nation in the history of civilization. But now our country is facing major challenges. We have a broken economy, a broken tax system, a broken immigration policy, a new health care law that was rushed with no thought to the unintended consequences. But most of all, we have a broken government. We've got a government that's not working in our best interests. And that's why I'm supporting Stephen Simpson for Congress.
I've worked hard all my life. I've been working since I was 15 years old at 50 cents an hour. I've spent 20 years in the military, 12 years in the banking business. There's a vacuum of leadership in Washington. We need common sense, conservative leaders in Washington. We need leaders who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do the people's business. Hello, I'm Stephen Simpson, and welcome to Milledgeville, my hometown. We're standing in the old legislative chamber today where Georgia's capital was from 1805 to 1868. Today it's the home of Georgia Military College. And as you walk around the campus, you'll see the banners flying, duty, honor, country, character above all. This institution trains and builds leaders. And that's what we need so badly in Washington. We need common sense, conservative leaders. And that's why I'm running to be your congressman in Georgia's 10th Congressional District. National defense, the most important thing we do as a country. I served in the military under Jimmy Carter. We called it a hollow force because we couldn't even get parts to repair our aircraft. My fear is that under the current administration that we're getting dangerously close to that same level. We owe it to our soldiers before we send them into combat that they have the equipment, the training, and the support they need to fight, to win, and to come home. And those who come home as wounded warriors should not have to wait 279 days before they receive their VA benefits. That is wrong. Georgia's agribusiness is the #1 industry in Georgia, $72 billion a year. When we support the farmers and the agribusiness, we support jobs in Georgia. Our farmers are under an incredible burden from the EPA and other regulators. We need to get the federal government out of the way and let the farmers do what they do so well, feed the world. The federal government is too involved in the educating of our children. The federal education budget is $71 billion a year. We need to strip out the bulk of that bureaucracy, return those funds to the states so that teachers can teach and the children can learn. Our national debt is $17 trillion. It's almost doubled in the last 6 years. The average American share of that is $53,000. We need to adopt a zero-based budgeting process, just like we do here in Georgia and many other states. Another common sense solution is an overseas base closure and realignment commission. We essentially have the same infrastructure we had overseas during the Cold War. We need to identify those bases overseas that we don't need, close them, and use those savings to modernize our military, pay down the debt, and do that before we even consider closing a base in the United States. I support the fair tax. If we implement the fair tax, it will allow business people to keep that revenue, which they now have an incentive to invest in their business, which will grow jobs and add to the tax roll and the revenue at a lower tax rate. I also propose that we eliminate the death tax. It hits family farmers particularly hard, and in many cases, the families have to sell their farms just to pay the inheritance taxes, and that's wrong. I've worked hard all my life, but I've also been fortunate. I've eaten at the White House, and I've eaten at the Waffle House. I've even cleaned up after pigs in a farrowing house. I've served my country before, and I'm ready to serve again. We need common sense, conservative leaders in Washington. With your help and God's grace, I'll make you proud.
Colonel Simpson is a common sense conservative, a true leader who believes that with an open-minded approach, a belief in conservative values, but a willingness to work with those who may feel differently for the good of the nation. It's how our founding fathers intended it, and how the great statesmen in our history got things done for the betterment of all. This is exactly why I'm supporting Stephen Simpson for U.S. Congress in Georgia's 10th District. I hope you will too.